Hey guys, how's it going? I'm EG Magnum, and this is now the next day. This morning, there's going to be a quick and dirty video, sort of talking about what my thoughts and impressions are of this. And well, we did it. We hit Grandmaster and had a 20-minute queue. Hooray! And as you can tell, my voice is kind of shot. Luckily, right now, we've got my nice morning wake-up voice. So here it is. Yeah, so what do I think of the game so far? I think it's amazing. And let's go ahead and try to hop into the game, and I'll point some things out. Now, I do have one problem though. I guess we'll talk about the elephant in the room with the said Grandmaster thing when we get to it. But as far as it goes, let's talk about all the pros and everything they've done right, because, well, I just played it for 21 hours straight and I absolutely had a blast doing it. And I think we have some really high potential here as long as they keep up with the model that they're going with. So, really good job, team from that made Mecha Break. I actually am forgetting their name right now, but yeah, either way, it's like season or something, whatever it is. Anyway, we're going in, we're looking at this, and one sec. Okay, so there it is. There's the Grandmaster 5. We're there. We then had a queue. I'll try to throw it up if I didn't already throw it up on screen when I was talking about it earlier, for 20 minutes, and yeah, it was fun. Played a Mash Mac round, which I think they did a great job rebalancing that. Now, as far as it goes, let's go ahead and talk about the different things. So the first most important thing to me, and why I had a video, wrong way camera, there we go, over there, I hopefully will put up a thumbnail of what the video was going to be. It's going to be concerns about Mash Mac and the actual suits. How pay to win is Mash Mac going to be? Well, we'll talk about that here in a second. And then the most important thing, can I actually get all three of these suits within a reasonable amount of time? Well, turns out, yes, you can. And not only that, you can do a 7-day free trial for any of these suits. So you can actually just play them outright for 7 days. Well, I've already, on a free account, I have not done anything with the battle pass. I wanted to see how far I could go with a free account, and in 21 hours, not only did I get one suit, I recolored, so I used about 200, 300 points, something like that, to recolor both my Stego and my Serenith. And then I also have the Stellaris. It's going to be my next one that I'm going to get. And yeah, I'm only 13,000 away. And that's not that bad. Now, to be fair, there is a lot of tokens coming from achievement points. So that number is a little inflated because I'm at 2350. Other than that, though, with each game roughly 100 to 200 points on a win. I don't know if 3v3 or Mash Mac. Well, we did do Mash Mac, but again, there was achievements there associated with that and missions. So if you bring in all the weekly stuff, you can get about 4,800, I think, points. That is not including what you get with the battle pass stuff. So overall, you know, if you do the battle pass, that's much faster. It's literally double the time. But even without it, if you're playing completely free, 4,800 points a week for all the weeklies, very reasonable. If you're actually playing the game any amount at all, again, 20 hours a week, that's not that bad. You could do 2-3 hours a day type thing. And even if you're doing 2 hours a week, you shorten that up. You know, you're gonna get within a couple of weeks one of the suits if you're not playing that much. I think that's pretty fair. That is definitely closer to what I would say a League of Legends model is. And the most important thing to me is, in a competitive game, if I'm going to be competitive, I need to play all the characters. This again was the biggest problem with Gundam Evolution for me, is I had to pick and choose which one, and then I was expected to buy the others. There was no way to unlock all the characters by just playing the game. And that put an infinite price tag on it. So overall, though, yeah, that's good. That's my biggest concern right there. Now, mashback mode. If it just isn't for me, then it isn't for me. That's going to be the thing. But under 2000 combat readiness doesn't seem that bad as far as like what somebody could reach. Now, the real question is what are weapons? So here's this loadout. This loadout right now has all these parts. As far as combat readiness, I don't see anything really going too crazy on that. We're gonna do mods just to see what the mods do. This one right here has a combat readiness of 80 and it's rare now, or it's blue. I don't know which one blue is. I think rare is purple. Now I think the purple was closer to like 200 or something. I might be able to check. I don't know if I still have those up for sale. Yeah, I got my listings right here. Here we go. Combat readiness of 160. So you can only have 10 of these, and then you can't put anything else on your suit, which I already got 2 from playing normally. I think that is pretty good. So overall, would I say that there is much pay to win in Mashback normal mode? No. This is just, you can farm this out. Yeah, you could just buy exactly the best stuff you want for the perfect setup for a mech. Now, is there going to be a meta? Probably. Hopefully they balance it, right? But normal, you could definitely just play and actually do well. So I'm going to give the normal version of this a pay-to-1 level of 1 out of 10, and being, you know, a good thing. So hard, though, that's where it gets a little questionable. At this point, 6,000. I don't know what legendary parts are for readiness, but that's a pretty big jump. That's 3 times the power of whatever you just had. At that point, we're getting into some questionable territory. That's to be determined because we haven't been playing long enough. Now, the last one is Extreme, which is Extreme Pay to Win, and that's a Pay to Win level of 10. So we'll just use the number because out of sounds like it's, you know, rating it. So this one is level 10. We're at, you know, DEFCON levels of Pay to Win. Like, we're freaking out. And yeah, this is, yeah, that's it. Extreme is Extreme Pay to Win. No limits on anything. There you go. Now I mean, at that point, I'm just not going to play that mode. Hard, though, I might dip a toe in every now and then if I've really got some good gear, because the thing is, you can lose your gliders now. So if I got some really good gear and I really want to try to go in, yeah, I'll be playing against people that probably have a perfect setup. But if I've still worked and got a really good setup, that's a good test. And then at that point, if you do get your perfect setup from normal, which seems like you probably could, maybe, and that's going to be the real question. By playing extreme, do you get legendary drops? By playing hard, do you get whatever? Because there are these keys that are for certain things. So as far as it goes, normal might just be where you're locked to if you're not going to put anything into it. And maybe hard might be where you get to dip a toe every now and then. So, you know. But it is an extraction game. I do like it. I'll definitely be playing a lot of normal. And that's really it. And again, I just played 21 hours of the 6v6 mode. I've spent years playing competitive 6v6, 5v5 modes. So yeah, that's all I need out of this. I don't need this mode. And I have normal when I really want to get my fix and play this mode. So there it is. Overall, everything's great. The gameplay's been amazing. I'm loving my striker. I got my green color Stego. We're in there. Strikers. Let's talk about strikers just for fun, just to add on some other stuff here. Supports, feeling great. Elysians, haven't played it yet. Definitely on my list to play around with. Falcon felt amazing. The new missile thing while you're dropping down, so good. Tricera, 10 out of 10. Sadly, I don't have it in the green colors yet, but was playing it, loving the parry, loving the transform while melees are welling on me. That is so good to be able to do that while stunned. Lumine, played a couple of Lumine games, got to pump with the healing. Definitely, I popped off on one with like 600, 700k healing, was really good. Aquila, haven't got to play it yet, definitely going to play that some today probably. And Panaka, yeah, it was really great. The wall buff, so good. The way they've changed it, how it works, like, it feels so good to play. Can't wait to get into some more Panaka as well. I actually really like playing the healers in this game. They're a lot of fun. And where Illuminate is all of the heals and just an execute when somebody's low, Panaka is huge damage and really cool stuff when you can combo with a melee unit while they're sitting there meleeing the target. You just blast them with a shotgun. It's such a crazy combo. It's actually kind of broken. Especially like a Panther charges somebody, you're just deleting them at the same time. Panther, insanely good right now. Definitely a very high skill cap suit. And then Serenith, loving it. Actually, I don't think there's a bad suit in the game, really. Loving it. Every suit pretty much has a spot and a map to where they thrive. Loving the actual, like, finding people, blasting them with an orbital beam over and over again for that quick DPS, or stegos, or anybody trying to cap points, or anybody trying to hold a point, or whatever. Boom, big orbital laser that expands out. So good, so much fun. I absolutely love this thing. Being able to snipe through walls, so good as well. You can fully charge it. If you charge it at least once, you'll shoot through any wall, wherever they are. You'll hit them as long as they're not more than 500 meters out, something like that. 550, I think, is its range. Such a fun suit. And as you can see, I haven't even touched which I didn't even play the Panther either, so I haven't touched it either. But it's still good. It's still popping. Welkin, great for objectives. The buff or change, I guess, is kind of nice as well. Seems pretty decent. Narukami, it's being the Narukami. Always hate getting sniped by it. Hurricane, pumping with the defense as usual. Now, I don't know if they've changed something, but everybody I've heard play it now, that's Vion and a few others, yeah, it's something with the block, and melee is just countering it a little too hard. Hopefully they do something there with that. But melee seem to just completely delete this thing, especially like Welkin and stuff. Sky Raider, still crazy difficult suit to use, but I think it's got its place for sure in certain team comps, and definitely on certain maps. Then we have Stellaris, a pain to deal with if you're playing something that's squishy. This is definitely the assassin. You get in, kill something, get out, or get in, hurt something, get out. That's pretty much it. And you know, that's the way you play. Especially something squishy, you poke a little bit of their health and you run. Come back a little bit more. If they didn't get healed, boom, they're dead. This is why healers are incredibly important in every game. If you don't have a healer, Stellaris will eventually whittle you down to nothing. It is kind of terrifying. And I definitely want to play it. That's definitely my next suit I'm going to buy. I might even just do a 7-day free trial. And yeah. And then Inferno is great. Inferno is great. That's probably the last one I'm going to unlock just because I know I'll enjoy it. And there we go. That's all the mechs. And that's brief thoughts on them. Let's see. What else? What else do we got to talk about? I did say there was one thing, obviously. Oh, yeah, the elephant in the room. Let's actually talk about the one negative. Oh, I will say, instead of talking about the one negative, we're going to say this here. So I've got some stuff listed. I got a little bit of points. People are selling some paints pretty cheap. I hope that stays like that. You know, you just get whatever color you want. Boom, easy. I really want to find another green or two before the, you know, things start getting a little too expensive. Echo green. Maybe that's the, or eco green. Actually, wait, I had one with this. I know I had one with this. Yeah, no. Oh, it's a bid. It's not a sell. No. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, there's sell, or you can set up an auction for people to bid on stuff. There's styles if you don't want to make a character. There are some, you know what, let's just go through them a little bit here. Where are they at? There are some crazy ones that start popping up. Here, I'm going to go like 5 in. Let's see where they at. Oh, come on. How far in do you have to go until you get the crazy ones? Oh, wait, wait, I just hit the end, I think. Because we're back, or are they just pricing them whatever price? Okay, they're kind of pricing them whatever price. Got it. Come on, where are they at? Anyway, here we go. There we go. There they are. There it is. Anyway, okay. Is that literally, that was literally what's his name's character? That's funny. Then you got outfit stuff, supplies, weapons for the, you know, the gliders, all that stuff. And, you know, pretty cheap overall, things that you can sell yourself. One of these is probably mine up there. And yeah, it's a pretty cool little system that is just in the Mash Mac environment itself. And then eventually you could save up and start getting some of the big stuff as well. Which cosmetic cool stuff, that's pretty nice. That's pretty cool. Other than that though, you know, if that's your real grind, that's your real grind. They have the season pass. They have season sets. I don't know if you have to have the season thing to get these, but you can get these if you have enough of the Corite, which, again, play enough Mash Max, sell enough stuff to people, and yeah, you can definitely get to these numbers. That's pretty easy compared to like some of those. It was like, you know, 20,000 or whatever. Then there's seasonal cosmetics for styles and stuff like that. You can go ahead and preview them. That's pretty cool. Corite exchange, there's that. Here we go. Yeah, if you're curious about the prices, there they are. That's the prices for the Corite themselves. That can be transferred into Matrix credit, and Matrix credit looks like it is just used specifically for the Matrix shop, which is right here. Here we go. And this is where you can buy some basic stuff and ammo and things to go into the Mash Mac mode and play that. So again, mods and stuff do nothing for the mods. Is just Mash Mac. Everything, anything that could be pay to win at all is just Mash Mac. So good, really well done. And again, if Mash Mac mode feels bad, it's just not for me. I'll just play something else. Cool little events. We got that cosmetic. Yeah. So elephant in the room time. I think that's about where we're at. I don't think I can run into anything else. So elephant in the room time. There was a lot of bots. There was too many bots. In fact, the last game or the last few games to Grandmaster was bots, which kind of sucks. You know, I mean, at that point, it's pretty obvious to tell that they're bots that you're playing with and against. They don't communicate at all. You could actually just say anything to them and they will not respond. So, you know, it's easy to tell which one's on your team is an actual bot. And then on the enemy team, it was all bots. They'll walk in a straight line to the objective. They'll perfect execute you every time. Like, you know, it's pretty obvious what you're playing against. And then you play against an actual team, and you're like, oh, hey, we're playing against an actual team. They're working together. They're doing all this stuff. It makes sense. Instead of just like 4 melee bots just piling onto you, perfectly aiming with their melees every time. So easy to tell. That's my point. Now, maybe at lower ranks for people just getting in, playing, having fun or whatever, sure. But at that point, I don't know. But this is where ranked actually starts. Right now, for me, ranked has started at Grandmaster. This is bronze. Grandmaster is bronze. Then what we have, so you got bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, grandmaster, general first, then champion. There's one of those in one order, and then indestructible, legendary, I believe, are all the ranks. And overall, at that point, I mean, yeah, it starts. Bronze is really grandmaster, silver is really general, gold's champion, platinum is legendary, and diamond is, or platinum is indestructible, and diamond is legendary. There we go. That's effectively the 5 ranks of the game. That's it. That's really it. You're just kind of playing and doing the tutorial till you actually get to the actual ranked mode, which is only 5 ranks in the game. I mean, this is the kind of same thing with Pokemon, right? The Pokemon little MOBA that they did. Really, Master is where that actually becomes a thing, because then it's just a elo system where you're climbing to the biggest number. So, I mean, there are systems that do this, but
where you're playing a bunch of bot games and then you finally get to it and then you got a 20-minute queue and stuff, that's pretty rough. I've done queue simulator before. We've sat here for hours, you know, me streaming and waiting for just to play like 3 games in 2 hours on GBO2 because there's not enough player base on at the time and maybe at the rank. So, you know, it's been a thing. That's fair. I'm fine with that. It is what it is. But at the get-go, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things too. It's like if you think about it as in I'm just now starting to play the game and I just did the 21-hour tutorial, sure, that's kind of fun. I don't know where that line should be drawn, where actual bronze should be. At this point, they've put the line at Grandmaster, but you know, I did the tutorial. I leveled up my character. You know, in League of Legends, it used to be. I don't know if it still is, but you had to level to level 30, and then you could actually play ranked. So, you know, effectively, I leveled to level 30 right there. Fair enough. So that is what it is. Either way, 7 things. That's about it. I honestly, again, I don't know how exactly I feel, but now the game actually is starting. Now I gotta wait for enough people to play against or have crazy long queue times. So today, once I go live here in a little bit, I'm gonna try to get up, probably shower, get some food, something, stuff like that. We'll get started again. I don't know, I might be on a new account just so I can play with some friends, because otherwise we're gonna have crazy long queue times for no reason. Until they get there, and then we'll hop back on and queue at the same time. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. So I'll be live here soonish after this video goes up. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how your day 1 was, what you think of the game, and yeah, any and all thoughts down in the comments below. But guys, like, comment, subscribe, all that. I think I already said it. If I didn't, oh well, I said it again. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Hooray! Actually, no, I think my voice is kind of coming back. Hooray! Hooray! No, there it is. Anyway, we did it though. Grandmaster, 21 hours, almost 24 hours stream, and stuff and things. We got 1 suit. I wanted at least 1 suit by the end of the stream. We got 1 suit. We'll have all 3 within probably a week, and definitely 2 weeks because of the weekly missions. So yeah, there it is. Anyway, have a good one. Thanks for watching. Peace!